am having the best week ever. So here we are, it's Bernie again from Stage Centre, dominating your Instagram and Facebook, I hope. And today we have yet another special guest who is appearing at the Stand By Sydney, Standing with Sydney's Catherine and Friends show this Friday. In fact, today.
Tonight, soon.
And so there you have it. Now you know who I'm speaking with. It's Verushka Darling. Hello, Verushka Darling.
Hello. What a delight to be chatting with you here today.
Oh,
how are you?
Oh, I'm very well, and
good.
All the better for spending a few moments with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Verushka, Catherine and Friends.
Yes.
Of which you are one, and a very important one. And I had the pleasure of enjoying you all with the Reservoir Room last year, which was...
Indeed. Yeah.
What a great initiative that was.
It was so much fun to do, and it was just such a delight to have such a team really involved. I mean, the production was beautiful, the talent was beautiful. I think, the quality of the whole event was really beautiful, and it was a really fun thing to be involved with, especially at such a difficult time during the mega lockdown that we had last year as well. So it was a joy, and it's been lovely to see, what has come from that. I mean, we've had several attempts at trying to get it back up into real life, and every time we've tried it, we've had an outbreak that shut us down, except for the one for Festival of Voices, which was the one exception, the very surreal one, where we were kind of like in our own little, travel bubble of continual testing and isolation. But it was so much fun. So it was, just such a delight and such a natural thing when, Catherine said, shall we do it when we get back, when she was off at the concourse? And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah, and isn't that wonderful that you were able to get to Tassie for the Festival of Voices, and now you have this great opportunity via the Melbourne Digital Concert Hall and supporting you in the concourse, and it must be lovely to have these brands and other people involved supporting you to do this kind of thing.
Well, absolutely. And I think that, really after last year, people realized the importance of the arts to people's well-being, really, and also how the arts were not being supported by the government in any way, shape or form. And if they were, then, the government was supporting major companies like, Hamilton and, some of the other major productions, which is fair enough because, they are, institutions that actually bring in, a lot of economies and that have a lot of other workers attendant on them. But what they kind of forget, the government in particular, is that most artists and most performing artists do not fall into those major companies, and most of them are solo acts, they're bands, they're in small troupes, and are not open to those kind of, funding opportunities, but are actually the powerhouse of the entertainment industry. So to be able to have, organizations, events and venues that go, okay, we're going to provide a space for those people to actually perform is amazing, especially when you consider that in the lockdown, artists such as myself, who perform in, in venues, not just theatres or playhouses or concert halls, but in pubs and clubs, actually get affected before everyone else and, are unaffected after everyone else. Because, as soon as a restriction comes in, as soon as someone gets a sniffle, capacities in venues and clubs, because they're seen as the, the demon of the, of the pandemic, of, the place of possible, most transmission. So as soon as a restriction happens, it becomes impossible for a venue to actually hire you. So you get put on lockdown. So, with the lockdown that was originally going to be 2 weeks, for the rest of us, it was actually, it was 2 weeks before the 2 weeks. And then it's going to be the 2 weeks or more after the 2 weeks, because the venues have to then get their capacity back to be able to afford to bring you back into the, into the fold so that they can have you there. So it's a big deal when you get, tossed a performance bone.
And this has been your joy and livelihood for a very long time, hasn't it, Verushka?
Very long time. I mean, look, I was saying to the other day on the ABC, which didn't quite make it, I said, a lot of people think that when it comes to lockdown that, performers should get another job, do something else. But the thing is that, for most performers, this is their life, and they've, either been doing it for all of their adult life, or generally, we performers are trained from childhood. So, I started doing, professional international exams in acting, from the time I was an infant. So, we're a highly specialized, highly trained individual.
Verushka, do you have any other projects at the moment that people might like to be aware of and that could support, as well as tonight's Catherine and Friends?
Yes, I do. I do an online satirical comedy show. It's something that's been in existence for a good many years and has a cult following in real life, or IRL, as I like to say. And it's a show called Let's Talk About Sex. And the whole conceit is that I'm there as your therapist and your problem solver. So what happens when it's in real life, people write to me, and I have a letterbox on stage, and they place their problems, in air quotes, and their issues, again in air quotes, into my box, and then I whip them out and solve them again, solve in air quotes, live on stage. So it's just, that's the conceit for fun to happen. But online, I've actually been doing it as well, because, when the first lockdown happened, last year, we were thrown into this position where, a lot of drag performers in particular were trying to do, their mime shows online. But the problem is that, of course, with social media these days, and, it's very hard to do like broadcaster work that is not original. So I thought, well, what am I going to do? And then I thought, oh, well, you know what? I've got a chat show that actually requires no one but me to chat. So I thought this will be something that I can do. So I just kind of translated it to an online setting, and I, instead of people writing, live and, on pieces of paper and putting it in a letterbox, I just get them to send me messages to my inbox via, Facebook. I don't read them. I just snapshot them as soon as I realize that's what they are. I put them into a gallery, and then I read them out and solve them live on generally Friday nights at 7 p.m. on a Facebook live stream. So, and it's a lot of fun.
So people,
even if I say so myself.
Well, and I have to admit, I have watched and participated in that, and
Hooray!
It is hilarious, and it's well worth tuning into. So people can access that, Verushka, by your Verushka Darling Facebook page. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. So just go to Facebook. I've set it to public, so you don't need to be a friend to watch, and it's fun. And I just love it because, I mean, it's because I have a consistent following who, have been part of the show for years. It's just a lovely way to reconnect with those people, but also to reconnect with, friends who are overseas. I mean, one of my kind of like the most touching moments I had during the lockdown of last year, well, the most affecting, I say, rather than touching, was that I have a friend who is an ICU nurse in America. And at the height of pandemic, when everything was going crazy in America, someone sent me a photograph, and it was of this friend who was in full, personal protective equipment and having a break, and their break was watching the show on their phone. And I have to say, I got very emotional about it. And I thought, well, isn't that lovely that, and I'm not saying it as a cheer to self, but just so lovely that, you can see that, as artists, that our work affects people, and it, perhaps brings a moment of levity into an otherwise difficult time.
Well, it does. And this is in fact the point, or one of the points, is that the art, the performing arts, it's not just a luxury. It's not just a bit of life.
No.
And it's not something that, we do. It really is a powerful medium to transform people's days, moments, give them respite from, God knows what challenges we might all be facing, and an opportunity to connect in a different way, just have a laugh, and at the moment,
Indeed.
oh my God, how much could we all use laughter right now? I think, we
Well,
need
absolutely. People forget that it's actually, we talk about culture as an amorphous thing, but culture is an essential part of who we are. It's an essential point of human connection and reference, and And it's just one of those constant frustrations that people, especially within government, don't understand the importance of art to our culture and to our lives. And I think one of the frustrations that I often have is that we're the first people that, you know, people will turn to when they need help with something. So if there's a fundraiser or a charity, or, you know, they want to do, you know, showcase something, we're the first people they'll turn to, but we're the first people forgotten when we in return need a hand. So it's very important when people like, you know, the Concourse and Melbourne, you know, the Melbourne streaming, but that's right, and also Kauai are assisting us, because it's like, thanks, you know, thank you for giving a hand back, you know.
And well deserved. And so on that note, people, tonight at 8:30, you only need to invest $24 odd, and $20 of that goes towards Verushka and the other people on stage and involved in the show. The other bit is just covers the streaming platforms, which needs to happen. So we can make an incredible difference to people from within the Sydney arts community who have given us so much over their lifetimes and will continue and have been continuing to give us, even during these most difficult times, you know, entertainment, joy, respite from our daily woe, and all kinds of other benefits. So please, people, log in tonight, especially those people in Sydney and Melbourne and various other places, or who might be in quarantine for various reasons. This is a terrific opportunity, 75 minutes for you to escape and enjoy yourselves immensely. Just a little quick sneak peek, without giving anything away. What might people expect from tonight?
Well, I might be doing, you know, for those of your audiences who are unaware, I'm quite well known for doing art appraisals. So I shall be doing a couple of those. You may have seen me. I have a lot of associations with the galleries, and I do kind of like comedy satirical art appraisals, essentially. So looking at art through a different eye.
Oh, I can't wait.
So I'll be doing a couple of those, but I'm also doing a little bit of co-hosting, and I'm also going to be on the socials. So we will have a number set up, which I'll let everyone know, and you can message me. So we'll be completely interactive, and you can send messages to your favorite artists. You can just send, you know, humorous comments if you like. Let us know what you're doing and what you're enjoying. But as you said, you know, although it's lovely to, you know, and we appreciate support, I don't want it to seem like a doom and gloom, help these struggling artists either. It's because this is a fun thing. And we've got some amazing artists doing, you know, amazing performances. We've got, you know, we've got comedians, we've got opera stars, we've got, you know, musical theatre stars, we've got cabaret stars, we've got me, me.
That's what we want, seriously.
Absolutely. So it's actually going to be a lot of fun. And that's the thing that I love about doing, you know, whether it be the Reservoir Room or Festival of Voices or something like this, is that it's a variety show. It's kind of like you know, an old-fashioned variety for new-fashioned times. Because we have so many different, you know, forms of talent. And as entertainers, we do work with a lot of different kinds of talent, but we sometimes get a bit siloed into our own particular fields. So it's always delightful when we get the opportunity to work with each other in this kind of way and just celebrate all the diverse forms of entertainment that are out there. So it's lots of fun. And the fact that you will also be supporting us is an added additional extra, you know.
I mean, if you're going to be supporting anyone, what better way to do it than whilst you're enjoying yourself?
Absolutely, because by supporting us, you're supporting yourself.
Exactly right. Oh, don't you worry, I can't wait. I'm about to click and get my tickets and sit in tonight, enjoy the banter and the surprises. So have a great night, and
thank you.
Everybody, remember to check out. Of course, we know that you'll be booking tickets for tonight, but do remember to check out Verushka Darling's Let's Talk About Sex. It is hilarious. It's a great night in. Wish you all the very best, darling. Thank you for joining us. And
thank you for having me, and thank you for supporting us, and thank you for promoting us.
You are very, very welcome. Most deserved. All right, have a lovely day, and thank you for hanging out today.
Thank you.